Yeah, hi there. These comments are for Shrikant, and I am Michael, the founder, owner, and the materials writer for all of your lessons at the 7-step system to pass a TOEFL IBT. And let me look at your specific situation, so I will try to shed some light on your situation. So, let me just read what you wrote, and then I will give you my opinions. You say, I am Shrikant. Recently, I have been taking TOEFL and were points like 12 points reading, 7 points listening, 16 points speaking, 17 points writing with 5 months of the preparation. You say, however, I tried to get points at least in reading and listening to an above 26 for a total of 80. Right, that's what you're trying to do, but you did not do that. You'd say, actually, I was done nearly 20 practice tests, each test per day after preparation from TOEFL Practice Online, which contains 48 practice tests in it, although those practice sessions didn't work out in the real test for 26 plus in those sections. My weakness was identified that the answers are correct or not in those sections, so can you advise for concentrating more on them than the others? At least can get 80 plus if both sections are good and vice versa? Yes. Okay, let me go to this website for just a quick second here. And let me see what you have. And I do have some information for you. So TOEFL Practice Online. Let's see what we have. I'm not sure if this is at ETS. Not sure where this is coming from. So you're saying TOEFL Practice Online. I'm not sure if it's fortest.com or exam.com or what. Okay, so anyway, let me go back to what you're saying. Okay, here is my suggestions here. You might want to sit down for what I'm about to tell you. Okay, your weakness really right now is not just not being able to identify which answer is correct or not. You just don't have very high English skills. How do I know that? I can tell by reading the message that you put at my website. You really need, I think right now, stop taking practice tests and start building your academic English language abilities. You need to go back to the basics. How about vocabulary study? Right? How about pronunciation study? How about grammar study? Right? I think that you need to just focus on the basics for a while. Work on building your English a little bit, and then you can start taking practice tests later on. But why are you taking all these TOEFL practice tests when you really don't have really high English skills to begin with? The practice tests, the only reason you take a lot of practice tests is you want to get more familiar with the structure and the format of the exam, right? And when you take a practice test, you get an idea about which kinds of reading, listening, speaking, and writing questions you're more comfortable answering, which ones you should practice a little more, but don't take practice tests as a way of learning English. You use that more for strategy, test-taking strategy. You're not even at that level yet. Am I making any sense here? Do you see what I'm saying? So my advice for you is, if you're one of my students, first of all, I would tell you to stop taking all these practice tests. First of all, go to the vocabulary part of my course. So here's what I'm doing. I'm now giving you a study guide. I'm going to recommend a specific study guide to help you improve from 57 points to 80. And it doesn't involve taking a lot of practice tests. You actually need to learn more English. That's what you need more right now. That's my own opinion. Right? So what you need to do is go to vocabulary lesson number 3, go through all those lessons in my online course and learn those words. There's reading practice, there will be listening practice to help you learn those words, but you need to learn those words. Right? Then you can also complete vocabulary lesson number 4, number 5, and number 6. That's also going to be very helpful for you in terms of building your academic English language abilities. So for you, the first thing I recommend is for maybe the first month or two, and you're looking at probably 3 to 5 months of very serious study of building your English, not taking practice tests. You need to learn English. That's what you need right now. So go through the vocabulary, pronunciation, and grammar parts of my course first. Do that first. Remember, in the pronunciation area of my course, I have a pretest. When you complete that pretest, I will tell you what vowel and consonant sounds you need more practice with. Then you can review those videos. You can even post practice exercises online for me to comment on. And then when you get to the grammar part of my course, I have a pretest, and you can take the pretest, and that will tell you which areas in the grammar part of my course you need more practice with. So focus on the big three first. That means vocabulary, pronunciation, and grammar. Do that first. Once you've done that, then you can move to the listening and the reading parts of my course. This is what you do maybe in the next 2 or 3 months. Now, as you do the listening and the reading practice in my course, and based on your subtotal scores, you need a lot of practice in this area. Let me give you 2 tips. So as you're doing the listening practice, take notes. Using a pen and a sheet of paper, try to write down the main and the most important supporting points of both the listening and the reading passages that you're practicing. Then, using your notes, obviously, you can answer the reading and the listening comprehension questions. We all know that, but that's not enough. Using your notes, I want you to write 3 summaries each week. Each academic summary should be about 250 words. And the summaries are focused on the reading and the listening practice that you're doing. That, I'm telling you, and you're not taking a practice test there, but you're trying to re-explain the main points of the reading and the listening practices. That will help you get more comfortable writing about academic English, right? So that's important. Now, in addition to that, you can also practice speaking about this information, again, using your notes. What you should do, Srikanth, is to record yourself maybe for about 60 seconds re-explaining one of the reading or listening passages. So now what are you doing? So you're practicing in the reading and the listening parts of my course, and you're answering those comprehension questions, but you're doing more than that. You're actually writing and speaking about the information in those lessons. And that's going to really help you. So if you do this for 1 or 2 months, you're writing 3 summaries each week. That gives you 12 for the month. You'll probably have maybe 24 to 30 written summaries by the time you're done. That is very good practice for your English, trust me. Very good. And then if you're giving summaries, oral summaries, you're giving 60-second summaries, the same thing. If you do 3 or 4 of those a week, you're giving dozens and dozens of oral summaries about reading and listening passages. So what do you think is going to happen? Your vocabulary gets better. And guess what? This is something you might want to know. Is the vocabulary that you learn in the first section of my course, you will see those words used and reused in the pronunciation, grammar, listening, reading, speaking, and writing sections. So I recycle the vocabulary words from my first section. I put those words in other parts of my course so you have a chance to continually see them to reinforce the learning of those words. All right? So now we're ready for the third suggestion here. So my first suggestion is the basics, is pronunciation, vocabulary, and grammar. Do those first sections first. Then my second suggestion is the listening and the reading, just like I outlined in this video. And then finally, you can complete the writing and the speaking parts of my course. And guess what? Believe it or not, you can send me 1 writing practice test every day. You can send me 1 speaking practice test every day. And with the writing practice test, my teaching assistant will score and get feedback on that. And then I will give you audio comments on all the speaking and pronunciation practice that you submit. And what I'm telling you here is, Srikanth, I will help you if you follow my plan. I guarantee you that you will build your English abilities. It's not just getting a high TOEFL score. Of course, you'll be able to get 80 if you follow my plan. But if you do more than that, No, my plan will help you do more than that. You will actually permanently, for the long term, improve your academic English language ability. So if you need English for your graduate study, for example, you will be ready. If you need English for professional purposes, my course will help you in that area. If you need English so that you can communicate more effectively with other people who speak English, my course will prepare you for all those purposes. And that's it. That's my study plan. That's what I recommend for you. Like I said in the beginning of the video, my suggestion is you probably need to use my course for approximately 3 to 5 months before you will be ready to achieve a score of 80. That is my goal. You're starting at 57, you're trying to go to 80. It takes time, it takes preparation, it takes effort. Right? Now what you can do is, Srikanth, is maybe in 90 days if you like, you'll notice in the 8th section of my course, I have a link to another website that offers authentic, full-length IBT practice tests. They're 5 hours long, no joke. And they're exactly like the TOEFL exam. So what you can do in about 3 months is you can take a full-length IBT practice test to mark your progress, first of all, to get a score, an overall score. You can get subtotal scores in the reading, listening, speaking, and writing. And then you can even practice developing the stamina and the concentration that you need to think in English for 5 hours. It's not easy, so you may want to take a practice test in about 3 months. Now remember, the full-length IBT practice test, you take these at another website, and that's not part of my cost for my website. I think that the website charges approximately between $30 and $40 for a practice test. But remember, it's a lot cheaper than going and taking the TOEFL and spending $200. You see what I'm saying? So those are my comments for you, and thank you for making your comments at my website, and all the best to your high-scoring TOEFL success.